Taylor from Time here, recapping Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 14, MM54. So, we found out what made Martha, who was Tanya Pinkin's character, she officially has a name, what made her go cray-cray. And it was actually Lou Diamond Phillips, when he was discussing it, because he directed it on the show, with Tanya. Very beautifully shot, very beautifully performed, and very beautifully worked together. Because you saw her pretty much go through the 5 stages of grief and then continue to mentally break down while still having some shell of her former self, like the whole English teacher thing and whatnot. Tanya Pinkin's brilliant job. In terms of, Alicia and Charlie are still looking for the group. They're about a day behind-ish. Next week they run into Martha. Ooh, Lord. But they found John and Strand. At least we assume they found John and Strand. They found John's hat. But by the look Alicia gave, they found John and Strand. So, the rest of the group, after Martha blows up their truck, Wendell tries to shoot her. She's injured. I don't know how she's not. His wheelchair got destroyed. Oh, it was so, oh God, it was so sad. So they all have to find a way, and they find their way, what we assume is Austin. Because that's apparently where they filmed in Texas, so it makes sense with all the government buildings and whatnot. They find a hospital, which is good for some things, and they were able to patch up everybody's wounds, but you find out little bits and pieces about people, like Al is willing to sacrifice herself because she's got like nothing to live for. You know, she witnessed Alicia go through what she went through with Nick. Wendell revealed that there was a recruiter who threw away his forms at the Marine site. The Marine recruit site. There you go. The Marine recruit site. I forget if he said it was after 9/11 or when this all went down. But then Mo Collins' character, Sarah, would give looks, and then she was telling Al, well, because she essentially went AWOL. We found that out a little bit earlier. But, she, I think, has something to do with Wendell. Because she was like, I didn't like their code of conduct. I think she has something to do with that Wendell thing. I don't know how, but I think she does. I'm wondering if Martha thinks Morgan's polar. They go up and they find out Jim? Is his name Jim? The beer guy, is his name Jim? They find out that he has gotten bit. And the next 2 episodes are titled, I Lose People, and then I Lose Myself. So I wonder if Morgan's going to go into clear mode or at least explain a bit more. Look, they're on the top of the roof. I hate to say this. He needs to either pull a T-dog and sacrifice himself, Jim, or they need to use him in the end. And that was actually a really good connection throughout the whole episode, is what do you do in situations like this? You know, Martha was left at the side of the road when her husband got impaled. Nobody would help her. Nobody would do anything. There was apparently a scene they cut where she was holding onto a car being dragged. So she took it out on all these people that were placing stuff on the trucks. You know, Alicia and Charlie's basically teaching Alicia what happens when you give up. And then they find John and Strand. And then, you know, what happens when Jim hasn't killed a walker yet, and what happens when Morgan loses people, and just the whole episode connecting with what happens when you do this, the whole Wendell Sarah thing. It's going to be a great wrap-up for those last 2 episodes, and I cannot wait. So let me know what you guys thought down in the comments down below. Please like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.